Hello.
Hello. Good
Welcome
evening.
to Dr. Sunday Adelaja's page on Facebook. Kate told me to say that.
She just invented this.
Hello guys, welcome and thank you for joining us. Today is going to be another great day. It's already a great day, but this program today, yes, almost gone already. It's already a great day, as I said, and it's going to be a better day. So I'm looking forward to everyone joining and actually also inviting friends and family. So guys, hello from me and
Kate.
hello. So Kate is joining me today. Who knows who else is going to join me? You know, the more people, the merrier. So the more people comes, the better. So please, guys, do the honors and invite as many people as possible. You can invite people by tagging at and the person's name, you know, the symbol you use to write your email, or you can also invite people by inviting individually, or what else could you do?
I just thought that inviting as many as possible is actually possible is all your friends.
Yes.
Like you have 5,000.
Yes, invite all your friends, your 5,000 friends, depending on how many friends you have. But at least at the minimum, please, guys, help us and try to invite as much as 10 people to this program. So the more, the merrier. I saw Mrs. B just now. Hello, good evening, Mrs. B. Thank you for joining. Hello, Vivian. How are you? Thank you for joining. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. I can only see the two names I've mentioned. If I can see your name, I will say hello to you, because I am always excited to read people's name and say hello. Thank you, Vivian. Vivian is saying hello, Kate.
Hello, Vivian.
Okay, today's show, we are going to continue with the attributes of Dr. Sunday that we love, which is purposeful. Actually, we started yesterday and we thought we really need to expand on this because it's such a detailed and full of so many essence attributes. Purpose has a lot of meaning. It has a lot of grounds to cover, and we couldn't finish it in an hour yesterday. So we thought that we'd carry over today and discuss in more depth. So I'm sure that you guys don't mind. Please join us in conversation. You know what to do. First thing, you can write your comments down. I love reading your comments. Kids also love reading comments. Or you can call Julie Ngoya on Messenger. Julie Ngoya on Messenger to come on live to discuss these attributes with us. Hi Charles, good evening. Thank you for joining. Paul, good evening. Steve, Stephen, good evening. Favor, how are you? Abraham, hello, good evening. Thank you guys. Thank you. Okay, without further ado, purposeful. I'm going to go into the dictionary and define purposeful, but I'm also going to recap on yesterday's conversation. I think Kate will really like that because she's like, Okay, yesterday I had Dr. Anu, and I also have Pelumi. I had Pelumi as well with me, and well, not with me here. They were on the phone, and then I also had Chimezi, our caller, our regular caller, and DSA family. And all three of them gave us some really good insight on this topic, purposeful. And the areas that they went into is knowledge. That was Pelumi that mentioned knowledge. That in order for you to be purposeful, you need to have knowledge and understanding of of the area or what you want to be purposeful about. Then we also had another person mentioning that it is essential that you have a goal. You have to have a target where you're going in order for you to be purposeful on. So there has to be a goal. And with that goal, there also have to be something that is called resolve. You have to be determined. I think purposeful also have that as a definition or a synonym, which is resolve. You know that you are doing this. And somebody also mentioned time. Time is important in terms of being purposeful in life. time is essential. And I had a problem with time where I was asking questions that, is this about a religious way where you say time, there's a time for things, or, you know, usually in a religious manner, when you want to do certain things, you say, oh, it's not time yet, wait until your time, you know. So I usually have issue when they talk about purpose or anything else with time, you know, that I don't know how long I need to wait, I don't know. But Chimeze gave me a really, really good understanding of this by saying that time is like there's a time for everything, not that you should wait, not in a religious manner. But for example, if you're going to construct a building or you're going to construct a road, you're not going to do that construction during the time where there's snow, because you have to wait for summer, or, you know, for when there is no distraction or distraction.
Obviously not time.
Yes. So that's not time.
Yes. From one side. From another side, if you don't have road, you have to do something even this time.
Even, well,
Yeah.
that's another, actually, this is another point that Kate is making, that sometimes if you don't have road, then you just have to even forget the snow and do what you need to do. But actually, the definition and the understanding that Chemize gave was really helpful for me, because I always thought about time, about waiting.
Yeah,
right?
About doing nothing, like
doing nothing,
being unproductive. Yeah.
Exactly.
I
like,
understand you.
you know, wait until your time, wait until time. So he gave me this really good account.
It's like wait until miracle comes.
Yes,
This is what they mean in churches.
You know, wait, let's see, or wait until you get a sign that you don't know if you're going to get or not.
Wait until the heaven will
fall. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the point about time and understanding time is the right moment, or the right or appropriate or more conducive time to do what you need to do. But in waiting or in preparing, in that time, you have to prepare. So it's not a case of, okay, I'm just going to wait and do nothing. Is preparation has to continue to go on if you're a purposeful person, and then maybe you can do something else on the side or simultaneously. So this word purposeful is so loaded that we thought we really need to discuss it on a second day. So thank you for being with us today again to discuss this. I appreciate you. I'm sure we all do. Also, Kate does. And today I have Kate here in the studio with me. Actually, we're in Dr. Sonny's office in Kyiv. So, so we turned it into a studio, as we can do magic like that.
Already, it's a studio now.
Yeah, it's a studio now. We're on the upper side of his office. It's got two levels inside one room. So I think I've showed you guys before, but if I haven't, I will show you one of these days how his office looks. So guys, I really appreciate you for joining, and I really want you to engage with us in this conversation, in this discussion today. Please feel free to do so by calling Julie Ngoya, and you come directly onto our messenger, and everyone will be able to hear you live on this program this evening. And of course, you can continue to write your message or your comments onto the comments section, and I will read it out, or Kate will read it out. We really love to hear from you every time. So how should we start this? Because I asked a question yesterday about purposeful, that what do you think about purposeful? What does purposeful means to you? I told a little story also about Dr. Sunday and how purposeful he is with everything that he does. You know, he doesn't just do anything without having a purpose or a reason for it. And also what I have learned from him, I've learned so much not to just ask questions if there's no purpose for the question. Because I don't know if you remember, when I first came, I used to ask him everything. So why this? Like a child. Oh, so why? And then he was like, okay.
What it will add to you? Like what value it will give you if you will know this?
You see?
And Mayo was like, really? No, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know why I know what I want to know.
Yeah. You need to repeat that, Kate, without me laughing. Go on.
Yeah, when Mayova, she came to Ukraine first, she learned that she has to ask questions. And so, Pastor, he explained that if you ask questions, it means you are thinking person. So Mayova, she immediately started to ask questions. And I think the first question you asked her, Pastor said, so why do you want to know it? Like, how it will benefit you? And Mayova, like,
I just want to know.
I just want to know. Like, I have just this question and that's it. So this is how she learned how to. And then we had before the 50th Jubilee, Pastor's 50th Jubilee, we had 30 days of questions. So I my Mayova learned to ask a lot of questions.
And the right questions as well,
you know. Because she knew why she wanted to know. And actually, I think since then, the attributes started, because we were discussing qualities that Pastor has and we would like to have.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Kate. That was good. That's a good memory for me, because it was, even though it was a little bit embarrassing at the time, especially when Dr. Sunday says, why do you want to know? What's that going to do for you? You know, you kind of feel a little bit stupid, which, you know, it wasn't stupid. And I didn't have a reason. And I was like, I don't know. You know, I don't know. And he's like, you don't know? And he's not laughing. He's just like, you don't know? I said, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like, you don't know? And I'm like, I don't know. You know, so I told a little story about myself, about Dr. Sunday, how purposeful it is and how important that is. And also what being purposeful as well in my question asking and expectations actually has helped me a lot in my life with everything, with relationships, because I know where I'm going, what I want to say to people, how I want to interact with people. So it's really an important attribute for us to attain, even if we don't have this already. I'm still developing it. I don't have it fully. You know, it's a really it's a learning curve for me every time. So I hope that you guys out there, you already have this attribute, because it's an excellent attribute. But if you do, please share how you attain these attributes with us. Share. Kate is just reminding you. Please let us know how you attain these attributes and what these attributes has also done for you in your life. I would be interested in that. And if you have any stories or any information that you can give us, please feel free to do so in the comment section, or you can call Julie in Goya. Let me read some comments and also say hello to some people, because I think some people joined us. Hello, Adesola, good evening. Thank you. Oluwatope, good evening. Hello, Mrs. B. Mrs. B is Rosalind, actually, guys. That's my personal name that I call her. I love that, Kate. I don't know why I want to know what I want to know. That's awesome. Yes, that's true. That's me, Mrs. B. That was how I was, especially with Dr. Sunday. I just want to know. Just tell me. That's how I am all the time. But I'm learning very fast. Topsy says hello to us. Thank you very much, Topsy. Okay, Olabisi, good evening. Hello, Dr. Anu. Thank you for joining us again. Appreciate it. Hello, Chimezi. Good evening. I hope you'll be calling in. Olubumi, good evening. Thank you very much. Atmaiwa, lovely evening to you, Kate, and both. Oh, thank you very much, Olubumi. We appreciate that. Madupe, good evening. Roger, good evening. Charles Smith, good evening. Thank you all, guys. Okay, please don't forget. Sunday, good evening. Fola Shele, good evening. Please don't forget to share. Okay.
Do you remember in French?
Press J. I remember in French, yes. Okay, guys, let's start officially. Before we do, please don't forget Sunday Adelaide Official. Everything that you see as a video, live programs on Facebook, on Dr. Sunday's page is also available on Sunday Adelaide Official. So go to YouTube, Sunday Adelaide Official, and don't forget we have Instagram. We have Telegram,
and SoundCloud.
Yeah.
We are everywhere.
Yes, we're everywhere. Everywhere that you socially engage, we are on it. Okay? So, what is your definition of purposeful?
Let me start with Merriam-Webster definition. Okay. And I have immediately when I read this, to remind myself what is purposeful, because we're using the words without remember even what they mean sometimes. So I like this, something set up as an object or end to be attained. And for me, it is faith.
Faith?
It's faith.
Wow. Here we go. Kate, you need to explain that to us, please.
Well, faith is knowing what is the end of whatever you're going to do and doing it, right? So this is how I see purposeful person. For me, is like synonyms: purposeful or person who is believer. So for me, believer is not the one who is making, you know, this 5 times a day, or someone who says he loves Jesus, or he is someone who prays for 50 hours a week.
Yeah.
For me, believer has to be purposeful, and anyone who is purposeful, he is a believer. I don't say he is a believer in Jesus, but he is a real believer. The definition of believer, because purposeful, it means that you set a goal, you see the goal, you see the outcome of whatever action you do. And Bible says about the faith that faith is dead without actions.
Yes.
So what does it mean, faith is dead without actions? You cannot action if you don't know why and for what. Like if you action it like this, your place is a doctor that helps psychological issues, right?
Yeah.
You have to action when you know what outcome you want to have. Because if you see people on the street, they're just running around themselves, you understand that this person has psychological issues, because actions are without purpose. They are just actions. So anyone who is having actions without purpose is a person that at least like doesn't understand what the person is doing. So believer is the person who is doing actions, because there is no faith without actions. Faith without actions is dead. So believer is the one who is doing actions towards a goal. So it's purposeful person. It is a purposeful person. And anyone who calls himself a believer and he's not like this, he's not believer at all. So where did I take this understanding? You can read in this definition: something set up as an object or an end to be attained. Like you see the outcome, you see where you want to get, and you start moving towards this. If you see, you can go there, and this is the faith. This is why I see. It's
guys,
synonym.
honestly, the more I sit on this chair and I listen to people, it doesn't matter if they're sitting next to me or if they're on the phone or calling or whatever it is, the more I really understand and actually feel that God is real, because I personally, I wasn't thinking in this angle. And after our discussion yesterday, I really did thought that this is a very rich subject, but at the same time, I felt like we would discuss it on the same angle, but in the same area, but from different angles. Not what Kate has actually brought in. And actually, Kate bringing this in just seems so much another enlightenment all of a sudden, because I feel like Kate is now seeing purposeful as an absolute thing right now. That without faith, purposeful for her is faith. Faith. I wasn't even thinking about faith, But if we really sit down and think about this, absolutely, because it says that you're resolved, you believe, you know something. If you're resolving something, it's like no one can tell you anything else. Even in definitions, it says you're resolved. Being resolved means no one can tell you everything else. You're determined. You know in you. And that's what faith is. It's just believing, knowing.
Let me bring an example. For example, you are getting into the dark room, and you believe that there is somewhere a switcher to switch on the light. The room is dark. You don't know if there is a switcher. You just believe that there is a switcher.
Yes.
So your actions now are purposeful, because you are doing with your hands like this, and you don't see, and you are trying to find the switcher. You are actioning towards something that you see, the end result. And the end result is light that you want to be on. So you are going towards this goal, which you see in your mind. You cannot see it with your physical eyes. You see it in your mind, and you cannot even prove that it's existing unless you find it there. So it's faith. You are doing this without even any confirmation that it exists there. You just believe that the switcher is in the room. So this is why I think that purposeful and faith oriented believer is the same.
Oh, very good, very interesting.
So this is how I see to be purposeful.
So there you go. Kate now has added another spanner to this works of purposeful, and she's now adding faith to it. That without faith, or faith to her is synonymous with purposeful. Anyone, and she gave this example with the lights, which I'm still trying to work in my head. You go into a room. Do I even need to repeat it? You just spoke English. Okay. You go into a dark room, and in that dark room,
imagine this.
Yes, imagine you go into a dark room, but you believe you've never been into that room before, right?
Yeah.
And you believe this room would have a switcher to turn on the light in the room.
Because your purpose is to have lights.
Your purpose is to have light, and usually in a room there is a switcher to turn on the light. So you don't know where the light is, but it's so dark in there, and you're going around. You have faith, you have the belief, and you have a purpose, which is to gain light. And you are taking the actions, which is touching the wall, even though you're blind in the dark.
Although it's not proven that it's existing,
yes.
Just walking there and looking for this light until you find it.
Wow. Interesting. So guys, please, let's hear your thoughts on this. Let me read your comments quickly before we continue. Chimezi says, synonymous of purposeful is vehement, hardened, resolute, bound, do or die, decisive. Well done. Thank you. The is it vehement? Vehement. I know you can't help me with pronunciation. I would have asked somebody to pronounce it for me, but you're watching, so you can't. Hardened, resolute, bound, do or die, decisive. Thank you very much, Chimeze. ID says Queen Nike. Okay, how do you pronounce it? Vehement. Thank you. I think I need to check the dictionary again.
If you are in condition where you already cut off all the bridges that you built before to that past, like the expression to burn the bridges to the past, you will become really vehement. You will become, because you don't have another choice except of going forward to your purpose. You don't know if you will get there. You're not sure you will get there. No one can give you. No one can secure you in getting to any purpose in your life. No one can guarantee you that you will get there, except for Jesus, who can guarantee that he already paid for our sins. No one else can guarantee us that we will get to the purpose. So we are moving there without knowing if we will get there. We just believe that we will get there, and we are doing actions towards it.
That's interesting. And what you just said now is just made me to think about Dr. Sunday and the movement, and what is happening.
Everything that you see Pastor Sunday is doing is actually just like this. He is like a believer I never saw in my life.
Yes.
I've never seen a believer like this in my life.
Yes. Kate is saying that she's never seen a believer like Dr. Sunday, and the explanation she gave on being vehement is that Dr. Sunday is somebody that is looking forward. He puts out a purpose. He puts out an act, and he puts the action towards it.
It's like all the bridges are burned down and no way back.
He doesn't look back. Because with these burned bridges, I always think that it's not really a good thing to burn bridges, but it's somebody that leaves the bridges behind, and he just face forward and go run his race. Where he's going is focused.
I also think it's not good to burn bridges, but it's different. To have a lifestyle of a person who lives purposefully, like he burned bridges. It doesn't mean that you burn bridges, but it means that you are living a style like this. You understand the difference?
Yes. I think I understand what Kate is saying. Maybe the burn bridges it's very hard for me to take, but what it is that Dr. Sunday looks forward. He does things with forward thinking. He's not looking like, okay, I'm going to run backwards, and he's not going backwards. Before he makes a decision, he's already seen the forward forward many years. You know, we remember many times he's told us that he sees 30 years, or he plans ahead 300 300 years ahead. So if somebody that is looking ahead 300 years really wouldn't have anything to do with anything that back.
Doesn't have time to watch back 50 years of life or something.
Because it's 300 years ahead anyway in the present. So what is it doing? Even if you look back, it will still be ahead. Yes. Because it's already 300 years. So I get what Kate is saying in terms of that. Thank you very much. Guys, please, I really do want you to join us, because this purposeful discussion, I was looking at purposeful when we started yesterday in another angle, which we didn't get to discuss, which is purposeful of your purpose on earth. You know, and creations, and God creating you and creating you with purpose. In fact, actually, don't forget the Sunday's book, Who Am I, Why Am I Here? It's an important book in order to help you to understand your purpose and to find your purpose as well. It's a book that you can read. But if you don't want to buy a book, that's okay. You can also go on Dr. Sunday's YouTube, Sunday Adelaja Official, and series number 9, I believe, is about purpose and calling. So that's a free way of you also getting this information or understanding of what your purpose is, if you're that way inclined. So I was thinking more of also purpose as an individual, as you know, coming onto this earth. I think if we're going to discuss the word purpose at all, we really need to touch on that. So what are your thoughts on it?
I have some thoughts on it, because many people are looking for purpose on the earth, and for purpose for their life, and I really don't have a problem with it. I don't understand how you cannot see a purpose in life. I don't understand. You have to be an egoistic person not to see a purpose. So I'm very sorry if you didn't find your purpose, but you are egoistic. You are egoistic, because person who is oriented to the society to help other people, they will never lack purpose. You understand? You can lack purpose when you are looking into yourself and think, what do I want to be? Who I want to be, to become?
Why does he have to do it like a man? Like a man that does that, not like a...
Who I have to be, who I have to become.
Yeah.
Like, you know. The purpose on the earth that we have, everyone has purpose based on what we have been given as talents, as opportunities, as our abilities, whatever we have developed in our life, thanks to parents we had, thanks to circumstances we had, thanks to obstacles and problems we have developed into something, some solution to some people. So if you know you are a solution, and you look outside of your own closed world, and you see people who are struggling, you immediately will see purpose.
Okay, Kate, I actually get what you're saying, right? But I think that we should actually also maybe the word empathy is not the right word, but also empathize, because I would take myself, for example, or say just generally some people, sometimes you don't even know that you're egoistic.
I'm saying this on purpose, you know.
Yes, I know.
Because, I don't think of all people that they are egoistic. Yes. But, you know, by saying this, I think, yes, now you will be able to look outside of yourself.
Yes, because, you know, sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And if you don't know what you don't know, then, you know,
yes, exactly.
It's not even in your world at all. And, you know, I explained yesterday that I didn't actually know, you know, if I know the things I like. I know that I'm part of this world. I know that I like to help. I know that I'm somebody that cares about people to some extent. But in knowing who I am and why I am here, is not a question that I've asked myself. It's a question of purpose. I do at times think, oh, why this earth anyway, you know, but not even to myself as an individual person. I just think that, oh, what's the whole world doing? What's the point of all this? You just come, you leave, and then, you know, you die. But not actually take myself even away from the world and think, why did God create me? What is my purpose? Why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? What solutions am I to the world? You know, I wasn't thinking that
many
way.
people, they don't ask themselves a question of what solution I can bring to the world, because you don't know even that you are a solution. Many people, they don't know they are a solution already with everything. Even if you are failure of failures, the best failure in the world, you are a solution. Especially if you are the best failure in the world, you are the solution. Let's say, I don't say that Nick Vujicic is failure, okay? But many people would think that he cannot be happy. But because he lacks, he doesn't have legs and he doesn't have hands, he became a solution to those people even who have hands and
Yes.
So anyone who is even a failure, like 100% in life, he becomes immediately a solution to other people who will look up to him now and learn from his mistakes, if he will be able to turn those mistakes in something significant, in something treasure.
Yes.
So, but this is possible when you understand that you are a solution, and many people, they don't understand.
And you know, that's really interesting for me. And Kate, it's good that you actually touched on this, that many people don't think that there's solution. If we really look back, especially as people that believe in God, you know, everyone believes in something, you know. I can't really go back to the time where I didn't know my purpose. I'm trying to go back, but I don't know what my state of mind was, how I was without purpose, without thinking that I had a purpose, even as an adult. If we think about God and we think about him as a creator, he has purpose for everything. Even, you know, in Genesis, when he says, let there be light, let there be morning, and, you know, night and day and night, you know, he had purpose for everything. Day 1, day 2, day 3, you know, it was purposeful. So I don't know, I think maybe I wasn't thinking in that direction, but I have to have had a purpose. God would not just have created me or you without having a solution in mind. There's nothing that God has done or we've seen in the Bible
that is not solution.
Yes, that is not a solution. That is not a direction to be a solution. Even in the challenging times, even with all the things, even in wars, even with anything that's happened in the Bible, even in the Garden of Eden, anything is all purposeful. There was a purpose for it.
Did you ever hear this?
God is yes and amen.
Yes, it's like God is a solution. He is a solution to everything. He's yes to everything. He has answer to everything. He's yes and amen to everything. He is a solution, and you are created in His image.
Yes.
So you are also.
I just use yes.
Yes,
okay.
exactly. You are a solution.
Also.
You are a solution also.
So this angle of purpose is where I always hear purpose, but I don't think about it. I don't think about it in depth, and also analyze it in relation to myself, the reason I'm here on earth, and the reason why, or the solution that I am to be to this world. So this is the first instance of purpose. Think first about God. Think first about why you're here, why He's created you, what you're supposed to be doing, and in also doing that, also what solution are you supposed to be? Because we are all solution to something. You know, examples after examples we could give you, but even think about it, you are a solution. So purpose for me also is solution. Just like it's faith to you, for me, purpose is also solution.
Being a solution.
Yes, being a solution. Is anybody joining us? Yay! We have someone here, guys. Surprise, surprise. One of your favorite person is going to contribute to this right now, and I am just going to excuse myself. Okay? Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Good to see you all again. Thank you for joining us. So, I want to contribute to this topic because I really realized that I actually like talking about purpose, because to me, purpose is something that made me come here, you know. it's something that made me come here. And
Come where?
come here to Ukraine, actually, to move from Ireland to Ukraine. And it also is something that made me move from Germany to Ireland. And it's actually something that makes me take big steps in my life, you know. Purpose is the reason. And it was really a concept that I started to understand thanks to Pastor Sunday, because he is just a man of purpose. He really embodies God as the ultimate source of purpose. And I'm saying this because God does not do anything out of purpose. He, you know, this is something that I actually started to understand by observing Pastor Sunday, because even the smallest things that we don't consider and that we think, oh, maybe he meant this and maybe he meant that, he doesn't. Like the smallest things that, you know, when it comes to Pastor Sunday, he just makes everything so intentional.
So it doesn't happen sometimes that Pastor, he just said this, no, just, you know, I don't know, he just said this thing because it was
convenient
at
yeah.
this point. No, even each word has a sense.
Yes.
Every word has such a deep meaning that sometimes I think in the beginning when Mayova came, she was, when Pastor asked her to repeat what he just said, she would repeat with different words.
Yes.
But he would say, I didn't say this word, I said different word, and it's because I have another purpose.
Yes. And can you imagine, we talk about one single word. It's maybe an entire sentence, and there's one word that is changed or removed or even added, and it changes the whole purpose of the sentence. And being so detailed, to me, has been revolutionary in my way of thinking. Because I was thinking I was a detailed person.
So we found one more synonym.
Yes. Somehow.
Like detailed.
Exactly.
Purposeful is detailed.
Purposeful living is being detailed.
Mm-hmm.
It's a concept I think that is very strange to most people, because I was going to say, I'm someone, I feel like I'm detailed. I feel like I pay attention and I look at all the small things. But it's funny because there's also a way of being detailed and meticulous without purpose. Like just looking at everything.
Yes, I know.
That may not be necessary and may not be important. So even in you being detailed, you have to be purposeful. I mean,
otherwise you just waste your time to these details.
Yes.
We had one friend of family where when you come to her house and you touch something and it changed its position like this, she would follow you and turn it back like it has to be like this. Yes. Okay. So, and this doesn't have any, she's so detailed, but it doesn't have any purpose except of, you know, throwing people out of the house. You know?
Not making them come back again.
Yes.
Yes. So I think purposeful is something that we have to imbibe. It makes life easy. It has showed me that, you know, being detailed is not everything, because I'm someone, I can be imposing on these things. I can be like, oh no, but this little centimeter, it's not straight. But you have to keep the purpose in mind. And I think that's what keeps, you know, the machine running.
And that's what makes detailed oriented person outstand.
Yes.
Because there are many people who are meticulous, but they're not outstanding people, because sometimes people even trying to avoid them because it's not purposeful.
Yeah.
But when you are on purpose, you are detailed. This is what makes you to be an outstanding person.
Purpose before details. And the other thing I also want to say is that what I love about being purposeful is that, you know, when you look at God, and God being a purposeful God, a purposeful personality, he even uses our mistakes for purpose. And we sometimes, just like with the illustrative videos, the innovative videos, that Dr. Sunday has done recently, he was showing us that there are chairs out of plastic that, you know, we just throw away. We could use that as a synonym for a mistake, for example, or a sin, an error, exactly. And we would say, oh, I did this mistake and I don't want to do it again. I don't want to face it. I just want to, you know, get rid of it. While someone with a purpose in mind would use that and look at it as an opportunity to create something new or something better.
It's like if you have a chair, good chair, and you have broken it, so you think it's error, it's a mistake. It's like, okay, never mind, just forget about it, just throw it out to the garbage bin. But the purposeful person would think, how can I use this material? How can I use this opportunity and to turn it around?
Exactly.
This is what happened today with my PC. I damaged a little bit my PC, and I started to think, well, I can be upset, and I can be thinking of what I can get out, get good things that I can get out of it. And then I immediately start thinking, why they don't sell these hard covers, you know, hard cases everywhere. Like, you know, you have to sell it everywhere. Why they're not everywhere? And then I come to the office and you say to me the same thing. You have to buy a hard case.
Look. And someone would think, you know, oh my God, this bad thing happened. I will never walk around the street again at this time of the day, or, you know, I'll always have someone carrying my bag or whatever. But you can use that experience purposefully to create
any negative.
Yes, any negative situation to create something great, something bigger, something enriching, you know, and that's just because you're thinking in a purposeful way.
Like, you can turn things around if you are a purposeful person.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So that's my contribution today.
So we have how many synonyms? We have purposeful is faith, believer, faith-oriented. Purposeful is
detailed.
Yeah. And purposeful is Mayo. Please help.
What was the other one, guys? Let us know if you remember.
They're just giving hearts. So the purposeful is someone who is helping. No, I don't. My mom, please help.
Yeah. Well, we'll.
All right.
It's fine though, because we've had quite a lot of very good explanations on how purposeful can be seen in life and what it means to be purposeful. I think every one of us should be purposeful in everything we do, because it will
is a solution.
Yes,
purposeful is a solution. I remember. Yes.
Yay. So we have to be purposeful, means having a solution or being solution oriented, being detailed with purpose, and having faith. Right?
This is actually a synonym.
Yeah, it's a synonym.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
What about purposeful? What else you have discovered in Pasta? Like, if he's how did you understand that he is purposeful? Except of, you know what I'm thinking to remind you about the thing you like, the things you like. You know, Pasta is even purposeful in
the things you like.
Fashion.
You like
fashion.
Fashion. Do you remember these lessons?
Oh,
this fashion.
Yes, of course I do.
Oh my God!
How could I forget this?
Pasta is wearing even everything he on him. Every color is on purpose.
Yeah.
Everything, like if he wears a jacket, if he wears a like red color or it's different colors, it's on purpose.
Yes.
For me, before I met Pasta, for me it was not on purpose. It was like I opened my wardrobe and here is what I have and here's what I like for today, and that's it. I never had a purpose of, with this clothes I want to show my personality, or with this clothes I want. The most exciting thing that Pasta has is that with this clothes I can serve someone. Like, some people will have a good mood just because they will see me in colorful clothes.
Or even people who have the same skin color as me will appreciate their skin colors more because they see me wearing these things. I mean, who thinks like that? If it comes to me, I love fashion, right? So I like to dress something that I dress purposefully in my world, but I would be dressing in complete black, for instance. Like, sometimes I would just go out and just wear everything black from head to toe. I wouldn't even think about it. I would just think about myself that, I like it or it fits me. But his type of being purposeful goes to ministering to people.
With clothes.
With clothes.
With everything, even with haircut, with everything. How?
with the way, I mean, with the way he laughs, with the way he talks, with the way, even, you know, when people meet Pastor Sunday for the first time,
He makes it like celebration.
yeah, he makes it like a celebration.
It's not like, hi, hello, how are you? It's like, wow, you came! Yes, we were waiting for you! And if there are people in the room, he will say, hello, look, this person came. He came from America, or he came from England, or he came from next street, whatever, you know. But it will be a celebration, you know,
Yes.
and it will be really on purpose. Even pastor's emotions are all on purpose.
Yes.
It's not emotions just because they are overwhelming him.
Yeah.
They are all on purpose.
Yeah.
Like he is really directing his emotions and everything he has. Everything he has on purpose.
Yes, even the small things. You know, to me, I really appreciate. Like I said, I like to look at small things and details, and even the small things. Like he would look at someone and say, and talk to them, and then say, "Wow, I really like this scarf, or I really like this jewelry that you're wearing, or oh, this color is nice." In the middle of a conversation, right? But he's listening to you, and he would still purposefully look at that, make you compliment, notice it, yes, make you compliment,
and celebrate you.
And then carry on.
He will like find so many reasons to celebrate you.
Yeah.
So for Pastor, when he's having conversation with someone, is not what we usually do when we are having conversation. What we usually do, we want to gain something from the person. What we want to gain? We want to gain information.
Yes.
Even if we ask, how are you? We want to know from other person how the person is. We want to get information. When Pastor is talking to a person, he's talking in different way. He's talking and he's looking for ways to celebrate this person. If you will be in the same room with Pastor, you cannot leave this room without being celebrated.
That's so true. You know what this actually made me think? It made me think of what Pastor once said. He mentioned this in several of his HMTs when he was talking about the fact that he's just focusing on a few things in life. Just a few things. Five spheres in life. And I think this is what makes him focused and purposeful in his things.
Yes,
and this
he's purposeful in this. He's like limiting himself to this five spheres.
Yes. Because most of us don't have that. We focus on 100,000 things every day. So that's why
we are blowing away with the wind. Not only focusing with thousands things of the day. We are just, if wind comes, if someone said something bad to us, we are already like living in this world.
Yes. So we forget about all the focus we set ourselves for. But he has that, like, let's say for instance, one of the ones that he focuses on is how can I love God every day, right? Like how can I love God every day?
Show love to God.
Yes, show love to God every day. So what does that encompass? For instance, it shows that you have to pay attention to people, you have to celebrate people, you have to love people. So because he has that higher focus, that higher purpose, it will always direct the way he reacts, the way he responds, what he wears, what he says, what he doesn't say.
He pays at this because he has this purpose, higher purpose. He pays attention to different things from what we usually pay attention to. Like we mostly we are reacting to something that will somehow benefit us or not benefit us. But he is thinking about how this. What's going on, what's happening will benefit him. Yes,
because this is the sphere that he is focusing on. Like this is the sphere that he's dedicated to.
Like for example, if we are doing something together, we are cooking, for example, we are cooking one salad together, okay? And I think we have to put salt, and you think we shouldn't put salt. So I, as a person, Kate, I would argue why we have to eat without salt. We have to eat without salt. And then maybe I would go, she always wants to do something different from what I want. I want with salt, and she wants without salt. And this is like this always. But if you are purposeful and you think, how can I serve this person from God's heart?
Yes.
Then I see that this person wants without salt, and I want with salt, and I see wow, that's so interesting. We have so many different tastes. How does it taste without salt? How does it, do you want to try how it tastes with salt? So let's do 2 salads, and we become inventive, and we serve each other, and we are happy because we have different purpose, you know, not purpose to protect ourselves or purpose to make only ourselves comfortable, you know, but purpose how to make another person happy and bring value.
Wow, that was so beautiful, Kate. I love this example.
Let's cook.
Yeah, I'm actually getting hungry now. Wow. So guys, I hope this is helpful to you to understand better what it means to be purposeful, or to build your own understanding of being purposeful, and not just knowing what this means or could mean, but making it part of you. I think it's really important because it makes life not just easier, but it makes, you know, it makes our relationship to God also so much more easy. It makes it much more tangible, and we get along with people so much more easily if we work in a purposeful way.
So it means that the purpose is not to have a car.
The purpose is not to have a car?
I mean, many people they are purposeful. They want to have a car, and they are even ready, you know, to kill people for this. You know, they are even ready, you know, to get rid of many people on their way just to get this car. Are they purposeful?
I don't think so. You know what? I actually realized by you asking this question that someone who's purposeful has to be purposeful in something that does not end. You know, something that is eternal.
Okay,
Something
so
higher
the
than
car
yourself.
will end.
Exactly.
Okay, what will not end?
For example, loving people will never end, or loving God will never end. All these things are things that are timeless, that are universal. So it will always fuel your actions. So whenever you ask yourself, oh, why am I doing this? Because, for instance, if you say your car is your purpose, and you're trying to work towards it, every day you wake up, you go to work, you earn money, you save it to get your car, then you've received your car. So what next? Your purpose is gone. What is going to be fueling your motivation for the next day? Because now you've got your car. So basically you could say, I could die now because I fulfilled my purpose. But is that so? I don't know. It just feels
I just remember this example that I didn't want to bring up this example when we were on live regarding the law of difference. But now I think I will bring it up. This example, it made me cry, literally. Like, you cannot read it without crying. It's about one family where one father, he wanted to have a car so much. He was working a lot for this car. He was spending all his money and half of his life to get this beautiful and new shiny car, the best engine and everything there, and he got this car. And he had a child, 5 years old, and while his father was cleaning the car or something like this, he found one instrument in the car. And he started playing, like hitting the car like this, like bam, bam, bam. You know what happened with the car. You know?
Yeah, got some.
So
nice...
father, when he saw this, he took the child's hand and started hitting his hand with this instrument to teach him that he shouldn't do it. And he hit him so much that he damaged his hand so much. And when he took this child to when they took this child to the hospital, and father, he was not anymore in this affect. The child asked, "Daddy, when my arm will grow again?" Because they cut the arm. When my arm will cut again? And this father,
God.
he just went and he made suicide after this, because like he imagine, because of what he was so cruel to his child. Because of what? Because of his dream to have a car. So for me, it illustrates what does it mean, immortal things. How do you say?
Eternal
things, and something that will pass away. Like the car, it comes and it goes, but this child will remember forever.
Yes.
Father, who valued his car more than his child.
Yeah.
you know. So this is what illustrates this book is full of such examples. It's law of difference, and it illustrates that we have to really value other people more than things that are dear to us. And I believe this illustrates the thing.
Yes,
with
very good. It also makes
with purposes.
Yes, it also makes me remember that, you know, what Dr. Sada recently talked about, which is that we are spirit. You know, we don't die. Our bodies die, but we don't die. So that's why we cannot settle for something that is going to be limited, because we would be living below the standard of who we are. So it doesn't actually make sense for us.
Below our internal desire. Like sometimes we cannot understand, even we cannot explain and express this, but we know inside of us that we are living below this high standard set for us from heaven.
Yes.
Like we know. So this is why people are not feeling happy. They're not happy, you know, because they are living for purposes that disappoint them.
Yes, that are below, that are limited, that are
limited with this physical thing.
Exactly.
You know, that passes
exactly.
away. Is it bad to desire to have a good car and good everything? Is it bad to desire?
No, I don't think it is. I mean, I desire nice clothes.
Is it bad to have this as a purpose?
I think it is, because these are things that we can equate to what God says when He says, "Seek first the kingdom and His righteousness." You know, because these are things that will be added onto you. It's just like you're saying, I want to be the transformator of my country, for example. Yeah, so, or your calling is that you're going to transform your country. Obviously, you need clothes to do that, right? These are things like you need a place to sleep, you need food, you need drinks. This is all basic, and you need that to survive and fulfill your calling. But this is not the end goal. It is going to help you to fulfill your calling. Even like a car, because you need maybe to reach people, you need to go there. But these are all means. It's more like they're means, like money for you to use.
I'm asking this because there are so many debates among Christians, especially. Some think that some people, they think that you have to have goals of those, you know, physical things, like have a goal of having car and having this and that. And other people, they're afraid of these material possessions and everything.
Minimalist.
And both of them, I think, both of these positions are wrong. Because you don't have to think like, should I set this as a purpose? Should I not set this as a purpose? The purpose should be eternal. Like, what will I leave after myself in this earth? What will be written on my graveyard? What will remember my grandchildren about me? What will my nation remember about me? This is what should be your goal. And all the rest thing, you need them. Oh yes, you need them, because you are still eating, you are still in the society who will look at which car you are using, which house you are living, and you will need to sleep in this house, you know, not in cold, not on the street. But at the same time, if you make this a purpose of your life, you become unsatisfied somehow, because those things, you will reach them at one point. And when you will reach them, what will happen?
Yes.
You have to set a new goal, a new car, a new yacht, a new.
Yeah. It also makes me realize that when you have that eternal goal, the things that you need are actually going to be preset based on that eternal goal. So based on the goal that you set, based on the purpose that you have, which should be eternal, because it should pertain to who you are in essence, which is a spirit, everything else that you need has to match with that. So it doesn't actually make sense for you to just go out and say, I want 5 cars, if that does not match with your calling or with your purpose, because you may not actually need it, or you may need more, or you may need less.
Yeah, maybe
or
you need more.
Exactly.
And I think if someone just thinks that he needs to have 5 cars to fulfill something like, you know, lack of something inside of him, like feeling of self self-esteem is low and he needs to fulfill somehow himself in these cars. You know, this just shows that the person didn't find this purpose or didn't look for this purpose. That this person didn't actually maybe ask a question like, why am I here? Why I'm on this earth? And at some point, this person will find this. I mean, at some point, this person will be disappointed and will have to look for this purpose. You know, I'm at some time ago when I found out that Pastor, he doesn't know even which cars he has in his
I was also thinking
garage.
about the cars actually.
I was like surprised. Like I thought you have to know what everything like you have. How you don't know? But after I understand, when you are thinking, if I talk to you and I think how to celebrate you, if I talk then to Mayova and I think how to celebrate her, if I have 5 spheres in my life, how to make God, you know, king on this earth, how to make my family happy, how to make my society now healthy, how to change my country. If I'm thinking about these things, I don't have time to count how many bedrooms I have, or how many PCs I have, or how many shoes I have, or like which brands are my cars, and etc. I don't have time for this because I have another purpose which makes me fulfilled.
Yes. And also in terms of the cars, because I was just thinking of the cars. And by the way, I just said that this is my contribution. I'm still sitting here. So this topic is just hot. Hot. So I just want to say, you know, I was thinking about Dr. Sante and his car situation, yeah? He even said that once he had like these big cars that you had, or this these Mercedes cars, right? The ones that you have as a businessman or someone who's a public figure, to have, you know, a smooth place to sit and then just go from A to B and back. But his spheres, going back to his spheres and the things that he looks for, the purposes that he has, one of them is how to celebrate God through people, how to love God, right? Which for him means how to love people more. So, like I said earlier, your purpose is going to inform what else you need. So instead of having this car,
fancy style,
this fancy style car where you have 2 seats at the back, 2 seats in the front, and it's super expensive and has only space for maximum 5 people, he actually got himself a van.
And not one van, few vans, because he needs to help people to get to their places.
Exactly. So he's still going from A to B and back, and he's fulfilling his purpose by being able to love people in that car. So even the way that the chairs are arranged, you create a circle, right? You create a circle where people look
each other and communicate.
Exactly. So it's not like he doesn't need a car, but he has one that fulfills his purpose. Isn't that beautiful?
This is beautiful.
It's just amazing.
You know, many people, they like to have cars, but they never like to have cars van to take someone, you know, neighbors or friends or anyone who needs to take to their places. People usually don't think about this.
Yeah, and you know how amazing this is. This concept is just mind-blowing, because at the same time, you know how rich people, they say it's lonely at the top and all of these things, yeah? So, of course, if you have a car where there's only space for you and your driver, it's going to be lonely, quite lonely. But if you have a bus, basically, where you have a lot of people coming in, you enjoy the time with them, you know, cultivate your social life, and you help people, you celebrate them, you love them. It is a win-win situation. You know, when you think about people first, you love people first, and make this one of your purpose, because it's eternal, you have nothing to lose.
You know, Judah, I think that truly rich people, those who are materially rich and their souls are rich, truly rich people, they are not lonely at the top. The lonely on the top are usually people who are materially rich, but in their soul they are not rich. And there are not so many those people. Those people they didn't get yet to the level where, let's say, Richard Branson got. or maybe the same Bill Gates or Steve Jobs. Those are simple people with whom everyone is very happy to communicate, and it's easy to communicate with those people, and they are not lonely. They're not lonely. So richness is not only about material possessions, it's also a richness of your inner self, and the how much value did you add to yourself. So this is one of the purposes, to add value to yourself and to people.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Amazing. Thank you, Katya. And thank you, everyone. I'd actually love to read your comments, if I may. So, we have Shivazi who says, it's a lie to say it's lonely at the top. Another myth just got busted or bursted. Yes, Shivazi, it did. Aisha says, yes, our purpose should be indeed eternal. That is true, Kate. Yes, Aisha says, Julie's such a beauty with brain. Thank you, Aisha. Aisha says, also, purpose is a solution to start living for others. DSA said to me, you do not start living until you start living for others. Yes, absolutely true. And that's an eternal purpose right there, Aisha. Katya also says, Kate, you are with DSA. You're right with DSA. He loves colors because colors make a lot of people happy.
Yes.
Ladies, remember that day he dressed up in black like he was in a battlefield.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
On purpose also.
Yes,
Remember.
yes. Indeed, Kate and Julie, so right about DSA. Okay, Aisha is laughing. Hello, Stella. Hello, Aisha. Hello, Esther. Hello. Shimizi, Ife, Paul. Shioma is saying, I'm discovering my purpose and I'm finding out that it is a lot bigger than me. Many thanks to DSA for all his teachings on calling. Yes, so true. It is definitely bigger than us. David Badejo is saying, what is it called? What? Maybe he was asking. Oh, did you reply to this one before?
I think so.
Okay.
No, not to this one. Let us read this one.
Oh. Maiwa, you have not answered me about this headgear. Okay.
The question about headgear is somewhere else.
Okay. Shimizi says, signs of people who are purposeful is that they are constantly reviewing or critiquing to get better results. They are ever seeking new ways to accomplish things. A purposeful person seeks knowledge and is a learner. Yes. You're right, Shimizi. Idovu says, purpose is the driving force that makes you to move from setting to shining. Oh, that's beautiful, Idovu. I agree. Okay. Hello, Victorious. Exactly perfect illustration. Paul is saying, a man without a purpose is like a working corpse. That's true. Shimizi says, synonyms of purposeful, vehement, hardened, resolute, bound, do or die, decisive. Okay. I think this is all, right?
Yes, we have.
Yes. Okay. Cool. So, everyone, thank you all for joining us. We are going to be back soon, right? Like every day.
We are going to call Mayova to say the magic words.
The magic words.
People cannot live without Mayova.
Yes.
Come.
See you.
You still can see.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, guys. Great. I thought I was given a good break there. Thank you so much, Julie. And, she had so much to say because she hasn't been with us for some time. She's been behind the scene. So, ladies, I really enjoyed watching from, the back seat of my standing position. I actually love it. It's really good. In one corner, I actually enjoyed listening to you guys live and what you're saying and the way that you're engaging with the audience. So thank you so much for that. And also just giving me a little bit of respite. Even though I miss you guys, I actually do. But it was nice from the other side as well. So, thank you very, very much. We will be back. Dr. Sunday will be back with his teaching. Yesterday was so touching. just watching and what it means to be a Christian, how it means to love people, the difference between the Christianity that we see in Africa and the leaders of Africa and what God or what Jesus would do. It was so amazing watching the pastor, from the disparity between the pastors in Africa and how they basically swear and, you know, fire everybody down, and the pastors that actually talk from love. It's such a difference, and he's going to have more videos to show you tonight. Please join us. You really have you'd really add to your knowledge if you join us. I can guarantee that, because each day, I think even Julie was telling me today that is there going to be a day that we would engage with Dr. Sunday and we'll feel like we didn't really learn anything new? I said, forget it. It's never going to happen. Yeah, she was saying that yesterday.
He's always adding value to himself every day. So even though if you will grow and add value to yourself, he's not stopping to add value to himself. So you never catch him.
Yes.
You never catch him.
Yes. I mean, we were not even contemplating catching him. Our own question was that, would there be a day that we would not learn?
I know. Yeah, it means that you got to his level. You know, never catch him.
True.
Yeah,
true,
it
true,
means
true.
that you go to his. You will never, because he is always growing.
True,
so
true. And so I would encourage you to please join us. That would be in about 45 minutes that we will be back with Dr. Sunday. So join us again on the same page, the same Facebook page, Dr. Sunday Adelaja. So we'll see you again in 45 minutes. But don't forget to share this, and also be ready tonight to call us. But this time we're going to open the lines earlier. So we're going to call on Madik. So for you guys that don't know how to call, please find out now so that you can join us. The way to call is to go through the profile page of Madik. So Movement Against Deception in the Church. So it's called Move Agents. And make sure that you write to say, I want to talk today. You can even do it now. But because you don't know what the topic is, maybe you should wait until the topic starts. But I'm just saying, look for the profile Madik, Move Agents. Okay? It starts Move Agents, then Madik. So you can call this evening while Dr. Sunday, because we're in the office right now and it's an hour drive to go home. So we would be closing the broadcast earlier than we usually do, so that we can get home as well by midnight. So please, guys, please join us this evening. It's going to be interesting as usual, and I hope to see you. Thank you again for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll have a surprise for you tomorrow. Who knows what the topic would be. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.